we go. All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody in house. Shabbat shalom, everybody's online. Uh, Prayerfully, everybody's well on the Shabbat. Uh, Looking at Shar in the house, Shalak, Banaya, Banaya. I mean, Banaya, Bayan, Shalak. You and your household, man. Hashemai, Koaf, Uziel. Anybody and anyone else going to be joining the live as we continue on. Want to salute you. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Some of y'all are moving in the time zone where your Sabbath is already concluded. But all praises that y'all are still rocking with us and online with us. Um, Not going to delay the point too much longer. We see the title Addressing the Spell and the Enchantments that black women have been under. And I know some of y'all sisters out there saying, see, I knew it. Israelites, misogynists, they hate women. No, not what we're talking about. All right. Some of y'all got your fangs out right now, dripping venom. Just can't wait to talk. This ain't that. All right. Many of y'all have seen. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know already. You've seen these historic meltdowns of these women, in particular, black women, in alignment with their white oppressors who have been brainwashing them since the 60s and the 50s, which we're going to talk about. Um, Indoctrinating them with rebellion under the term feminism. Um, and this is what ends up happening is that they're trusting in oppression and it ends up destroying them in the end. Let's start off with that. Um, Isaiah 30, I believe. Isaiah 30. Let me look at that real quick. Isaiah 30 and I think I want verses left.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 11.
Slack it real quick. Ashar, do me a favor and moderate for me, brother, if you can. Uh, I'm gonna come back to this because I know I want to read this scripture again, but we'll start off with it. Start at verse 8 and read down to 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book.
So it's documented and prophesied that this is what was going to happen to our people, and the acts of rebellion that our people are involved in, how they trying to always avoid dealing with truths in matters of prophecy, in matters of law, and custom, and order. Go ahead.
That it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children.
See the nature of our people, rebellious and lying children. Many of these people, and in particular, sisters, y'all just gonna have to grin and bear it, right? Because this is what we got to do. Because this is what I've seen on the internet. If it ain't sisters, it's some Edomite women, and if it ain't that, it's some effeminate sodomites who's acting a damn fool online too. And that's where the whole enchantment and the spells come from. The algorithms are like soothsayers or like familiar spirits. The algorithms lock into your likes, your dislikes, what you're sharing, how long you're watching, and they keep sending you more things that keep indoctrinating your mind even more and more. Just like somebody who's casting a spell on you, somebody's putting you under hypnosis. You've seen them old movies where somebody's using a damn stopwatch and they waving it in front of your face saying, "Watch the clock," and you're doing this. You're getting sleepy. It's repetitive things that they do, and the more that it gets into your mind, the more that it starts becoming more of your mental mind state, and that's what becomes your new focus. The illusion that's in front of you now becomes your reality. The algorithms that Esau done lined up through TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, they're clocking. If you watch that movie, that documentary, what's the name of it? Social Dilemma. Social Dilemma. For y'all that's seeing the screen, I know it's kind of blurry. The internet connection is kind of fading in and out, but just bear with us. If I'm coming in clear, y'all can hear. Throw a 7 in the chat before I continue. Hey, Shalom, what's good, Big Walt? Throw a 7 in the chat if I'm coming in clear. I don't want to continue if things aren't looking right because I got slides and videos I want to show, and I just want to make sure that everything's gonna come through clear. All right, sevens is good. I know the visual and the pictures looking a little blurry, a little fuzzy, but we're gonna get through it. All right. Okay, all praises. Everybody hearing good. Okay, so let's get back to it. Read it from verse 9 again.
Verse 9,
Yeah.
that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
See, many of these people that's online, and particularly our sisters out here, claim they're God fearing women, claim that they believe the Bible or they believe in higher power. Some don't. Some are so captivated with the universe and crystals and uh Kemet and whatever else they into, their own selves. A lot of women now are empowering themselves and making themselves gods, looking for men to worship them. Just like back in the day, you know, female deity worship was big in Babylon, big in Rome, Greece, you name it. A lot of the same spirits are still jumping off, right? Rebellious, lying children. You know, as much as we can sit out there and say, look, your vote don't count. I just showed y'all an article last night. Larry Fink, the owner and the head of BlackRock, the biggest investment and asset group in the world, they control over $11 trillion worth of assets and money. And he clearly said, your vote's, I'm tired of hearing about this is your vote right now. You got to vote like your life depends on it. He was like, none of that matters. In the long run, we're still going to control everything. I showed you the quote from Rothschild when he said, "I don't care who makes the laws, as long as I control the money." So Esau knows what he's doing. He's clearly letting it be known. But let it be some little poor little Israelite over here with a couple hundred views, if that, and some other jakes with thousands of views, 100 views, or whatever, and out on the streets prophesying, telling everybody, your vote don't count. You shouldn't be voting. Vote for Christ. Keep your head in the book, and we get brushed aside and say you crazy. If you don't vote, you're against our nation. If you don't vote, you're against progression for our people. If you don't vote, you can't complain. Look what's going on in our community. See, that's what we hate. You guys will sit up there and complain all day, but you don't want to vote. Look, let Master tell you. Master tells you, then you want to believe it. Okay, let's continue.
Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things.
See, so when our people are being told, don't vote, keep the laws of the Most High, uh, abide by the civil and the moral standards that the Most High set up. No, you shouldn't be pro abortion and everything else. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear everything's going to be okay. It's your body, your choice. Do what you want to do. You want to hear about interracial marriages. You want to hear about more rights and more power for the LGBTQ plus HIV community. You don't want to hear the right things. So you cleave to the lie. As much facts and information came out regarding come on now Harris and her ethnic background that proves and shows she wasn't a so-called black woman. Our people didn't care. You still go with the lie. She almost was the first black woman she was never fit the qualifications at all. And even if you look at Obama's background, and that's what's so interesting about that is they'll say Obama was the first quote unquote black president. That's the only time they didn't acknowledge an interracial situation. What do they call them now? Biracial. Don't they say his mama's white and his dad was black from Kenya? Why did they say he's the only interracial first interracial president ever? Now they want to acknowledge that the man carries the seed. Now he's black all of a sudden. Everybody buys it. Black, black. But as soon as we say there's no such thing as mixed, you are what your forefather is, according to the Bible, everybody's got an uproar. Well, I'm mixed. I want my mother to be acknowledged too. America didn't even do that with Obama. So what's the problem? See how people pick and choose and they fall under the spells of spiritual Egypt and Babylon and go along with the programming. Okay. Now it says lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Most High. So when we're talking about the laws, and the laws particularly say that in Deuteronomy 17 that we're not supposed to put another nation over us as king. You don't want to hear that. Go ahead.
Verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy
You
deceits.
want to hear lies. Well, unfortunately, especially for the sisters that's gonna hear this today, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. Okay. Hold that. Give me Galatians 4:16, and we're gonna go back and finish Isaiah 30. If Christ told us, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free," I mean, we can't hold back the truth, and it's not misogynistic because I titled the video calling out our sisters who are out of line, inventing and going wild on the internet because you got a camera and you got the ability to pay for your data on your phones. Gives you the right to go out there and jump out the window and start yelling and screaming about how much you hate black men now and you hope we get shot in the streets and lynched and hang and you don't care nothing about brothers no more because we didn't vote for. You don't get your off the damn internet, right? That's sedition amongst our nation. Give me that Galatians.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
No, I'm not your enemy. I'm telling you the truth. Our sisters and our brothers out there are under a damn spell of enchantment right now. The algorithms is the witchcraft. The internet and the social media is the things that cast a damn spell on you. This is why you stay stuck on watching reel after reel after reel after reel after reel after reel, and everything is similar. So everybody that was locked into your search engines, you're looking for Kamala Harris, Trump, whatever the case may be, and that's constantly going on your feed. Instagram constantly feeding you all of the Instagram actors and everything that's on there. Uh, TikTok in particular, they're out there constantly bombarding you, and now your mind is constantly being swayed and persuaded. We're gonna see in a minute. I'm gonna get all the information and we're gonna lock it in. Lock it in, and next thing you know, you're under a damn spell and you're moving around like a damn zombie. And then when the things don't go your way because you bought in and you listen to the algorithms, you listen to all of the influencers. Just like I showed last night, Kamala made $1 billion, came up $1 billion in 107 days and blew it all. Can you imagine if you was one of those who sacrificed your rent because you was told if she gets in, heaven on earth is gonna be here. Wonder Woman is about to take control of the country. You didn't sacrifice your rent, your car note, because everybody, the campaigners, is running around saying, "Vote like your life depends on it. Pay this money, and we can stop it." And next, you know, nothing happened. No wonder you mad. Read that again.
Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Yeah, right. So we're talking about speaking the truth, and we ain't talking about, like we always say, man. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it don't apply, let it fly. Right? Give me Romans 16:1. We're gonna go back to Isaiah in a minute, just to close that one out. But Romans 16:1 and read 1 and 2, I believe.
The book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 1. I commend you unto Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church which is at Centria, that ye receive her in the Lord as becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatever business she hath need of you. For she hath been a succor of many, and of myself also.
So we don't read about. I mean, we read about it if you're reading, but there's unheralded sisters that's in the scriptures that were heavy in supporting of the doctrine and the gospel and the prophets and the apostles that was in full support of the nation. We ain't talking about them type of sisters. Sister Phoebe, Paul put out there, he said, look, this sister's been heavy in supporting the nation. She's pushing forward and helping and assisting the apostles. She even helped me. Anything she needs, man, help that sister out. Sisters like Phoebe. Go to Acts 9. sisters like Dorcas. We know about the Judas and the Esthers and the Sarahs and the Deborahs and many other sisters who stood ten toes. I mean, the sister that had the seven sons in Second Maccabees, 10 toes down, man, sacrificed her sons to keep the laws of the Most High. That wasn't abortion. What these damn women is talking about, mad as hell about that they can't abort and kill their babies now. No, his sister had to sacrifice her sons in order to maintain the dignity and the laws and the commandments of the Most High. She wouldn't cross the Lord, even if it meant her sons. These women are ready to cross the Lord, begging to cross the Lord to kill their sons and daughters. No, we love our sisters who stand firm on supporting their men, supporting their sons and their daughters, being good mothers and being good sisters and examples for other sisters out there, the ones who value their wombs. And that's the whole trick, man, because if you look at it, this is why when you see all these Instagram, I mean, the TikTok videos and all that, is a lot of them, these Edomite women. We all know that the Edomite seed and generations are dying off faster than they're repopulating. So what do they do in turn? Just like back in the times of Egypt, we're not going to go there, but if y'all remember, I think it's in the second chapter, where the Egyptian women said, our women aren't like the Hebrew women. They're lively. Because they know our sisters really turn up. Why you think Kamala went to get uh, Meg the Stallion, Cardi B, who else? Beyonce, and all that? Why she didn't get Taylor Swift and these other Edomite women? And these other little Edomite singers and stars, because they don't move the needle like a sister do, and they know that the sister's gonna get out there and shake it and do everything and show her teeth and rally the crowd and do what they need to do, because we're lively. Our sisters is lively, and our sisters in their own right are strong and can lead other women, not men though. Slow down. This is where you get Esau taps into it, and they say, okay, we can use them black women because we know they're gonna move the needle. These old turned down stick figure Edomite female, ain't nobody paying attention to them. They don't have the impact like they do. Okay. Acts 9, read 36.
The book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 36. Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds which she did.
That's what she was doing. She wasn't out prophesying, teaching, brothers. When she was a disciple, meaning she was a follower and disciplined in Christ. Dorcas, Tabitha, says she was full of good works, alms deeds, which she did. These are the type of sisters, man, that we're supporting, we stand on. These are the ones we're trying to get our sisters to actually wake up and emulate and be more like. But the ones that's out there, man, utilizing their little social platforms to act a fool and show they a double dollar signs and everything else, that's not it. It's not it, sis. That's not it. Okay, so it's not misogynistic for us to call you out when you acting a fool. Let's go back to Isaiah 30. And you got to break the spell, man. You got to break up out of this foolishness. Pick it up at verse 10 one more time. Read down to 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Some people want to hear lies. You don't want to hear the truth. This is why they throw out these actors and actresses and entertainers, because they are professional liars. When you're channeling different characters and going out there to perform and everything, you're putting on an act. You're lying to the public. Professional liars are being recruited to go out there and seduce our people to change their ways of thinking. We'll get more on that in a minute, but go ahead.
Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
You seen him online. I'm sick of you black men. You let us fail, and I can't believe it, and I'm done. Wipe your nose, wipe your eyes, and stop the madness. I mean, I don't know what delusion our sisters was under in thinking that the so-called black man's vote was going to shift the whole election, and that's the thing that stopped Kamala from being president. No, Kamala fumbled the bag, and she wasn't popular from the jump anyway. Again, she ran in 2020 and got booted out early because nobody was feeling her. Slow Biden used her as a puppet and a pawn to pander to the female vote, to the black vote, and to get the support of the LGBTQ and everybody else. When he made her vice president, it was a strategic move of chess. And while she was in there, wasn't nobody feeling her as a vice president. Look at her track record. And you said, try to figure out, what did she do? Did she do anything that shift the culture? Did she do anything that maintained America? Nothing. The one thing we can point to, oh, you was the border czar. What happened there? All hell broke loose under her watching. Then they flipped and said, no, she wasn't a border czar, but she was a border. She overseen it. Oh, they're all over the place. So get you out of the way. We don't want to hear about that. Get out of here. I'm done with that. And that we hear all. We hear it all. Go ahead.
Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to
Do
fall.
you see that? The Lord said the trusting in iniquity is, trusting in oppression is iniquity. In other words, it's sin. When you trusting that your oppressors is going to actually do you right, your oppressors is actually going to make good on their lives, that the system of government that's been set up is finally going to shift and everything's going to go your way. Negroes thought that was going to happen in 2008 when Obama got elected. What changed? Can anybody find anything to change? The Sodomites is, smiling with glee. They definitely got some come ups. Black man and Hispanic man still in Chicago from his so-called stomping grounds is even worse when he was in office. Come on. Jake thought the White House gonna get painted black, man. They was gonna move in, they relatives and that. No, didn't nothing change. So why would you think all of a sudden now, if Kamala got up in there, she was gonna change everything? She was not that powerful. She couldn't barely put two sentences together without fumbling and mumbling and laughing and giggling and repeating stuff and word salad us to death. I don't know what it lose. That's what I'm saying. These people, our people under a spell. You had to be to think that she actually was going to do something. Hello? Yeah, exactly. They had you tried Hillary or Hitlery, back in 2016. That didn't work. What you got? Second Thessalonians 2, 10 and 11. Let's go there. This is sad. But we'll get. Go ahead.
The book of Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie.
That's a fact. That's all facts. Strong delusion. Our people is out here grasping at straws. Just looking to try to make history. They don't give a damn if she burnt the country down. We did it. We got a woman in, a black woman. First, she's not black, number one. Second of all, just to say that we did it and she didn't destroy the place, would you be gloating and happy about that? Knock it off. You see how many people was regretting voting in slow Biden after a while. I showed y'all the article last night about Blacksit and all the black people that was working under there. Him and her administration was leaving because of how bad it was working under them. But no. You bought into the lie. You bought into the propaganda. You bought into the strong delusion of this is about a gender-based vote and ethnic vote. Forget policy, forget everything else. I mean, for us, we say the hell with everything. But if we're just going to stick to the talking points, that's what they wanted to sell us on. Vote because she's black and vote because she's a woman. What kind of sense does that make? None whatsoever. So the Lord said, strong delusion is coming down the pathway. Drop that. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 12. Good precept. Ephesians 6 and 12. So we can really get to the meat of the matter. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. Ephesians 6 and 12.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
See, this is what our people got to understand, man. We're moving beyond the fact that this isn't a carnal matter. This is purely a spiritual battle that's going on. When we're seeing the games that they're playing and the way that they're enchanting and spelling on people, and our people don't even see it coming. They don't realize they're already trapped in this matrix. They're already trapped in the algorithm whirlpool and the rabbit holes that they open up and say, come on down. We see what you like. We see what you're watching. We see what you need. That's familiar spirits. Mediums. Oh, you want to channel your grandma? Okay, yeah. Let me see if I can get her. They're acting as if they're familiar with you and your family. They're acting if they're familiar with what your spirit likes and is enticed by. So the algorithms line it up the same way. Yeah, you're right, Naquab. He said the shrinkflation with the internet is bonkers. How are we paying more and getting 2003 internet speed? That's a fact. I got to highlight your comment, bro, because it's unreal. You know, I mean, it's the only thing that's running off. We're plugging in because I mean, it's looking like we are on dial up. You want? I'm gonna continue, but go ahead. All right, y'all. We're just trying to adjust the internet, see if we can get a better connection with the speed. But as we go, I'm gonna keep going. All right. So we're wrestling not against flesh and blood, against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world. They're casting over shadows of darkness and ignorance on our people. In particular, our women are being attacked because here, what are they doing? They're being, they always say, man, if you get to the woman, you get to the man. That's old um, Willie Lynch tactics. You know, this goes back to Genesis 3. Satan says, hey, if I can get to the woman, I'll get to the man. You know, so who did he attack? Of course, he went to Eve and enticed her with knowledge and information. And instead of her saying, the Lord told us, no, we can't partake of that tree of good and evil. We're sticking to the tree of life. Get the hell away from me. Matter of fact, I'm going to go get my husband. Instead of doing that, oh, really? We can become as gods? Huh? This is interesting. Let me go take this back to my husband. Adam, look, guess who I came with? I was talking with another man, and he gave me some information. Adam should already chopped her head off with words and said, what the hell are you talking about? Where is he at? And we need to go. No, Adam said, what? For real? Gods, tell me more. And from there, it's all over with. So Satan knows. He said, well, get to the woman. I'll get to the man. They'll get to the children. You understand? So the pipeline goes that way. And now they're utilizing it. This is spiritual warfare. And they're using these spiritual tactics that got our people under these spells and don't realize. All right. Let's jump over to Deuteronomy 28:48. Let's get to the curse. Deuteronomy 28:48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
So part of our cursings is we're going to have to go to our enemies and want them everything and anything. This is why people are brainwashed into believing, hey, I got to go vote if I want something. No, that's cursing. And let alone the yoke of iron no longer is on our necks. The yoke of iron now is stuck in the spirit in our brains. He doesn't have to slap shackles on us, man, and oppress us and get us caught up. He don't need that no more. Now we're easily seduced because we're locked into the technologies. We're locked into the things that the world perceives as the necessities of life and information. He controls that. If you want to know what's going on, I got to log into my X account, my Instagram account. I got to watch it and follow my favorite people on TikTok, so forth and so on, right? So that becomes the standard of information. That's the whole new shackle. He's got everybody locked up in a whole nother way, thinking like it's different. It's the same traps. Jump over to verse 50. Let's do 56.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground.
Yeah, what happened with the chaste, modest sister, shamefaced? I mean, our sister was like, "Look, I don't even like stepping on the ground. I need to be carried." And we say, "Hey, Esau, Moab, get over there. Get underneath there. Pick up my wife, man. Carry her where she need to go." That was the mentality when we was living Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. When we was following the laws and the commandments, living as royals, living as the chosen people of the Lord. Now when we curse, our sisters like, I don't even step on the ground for delicateness and that was the mentality, that was the femininity that came from them. Now it's acting damn fool, booty shorts on, high heels, you know, snatching each other's wigs off, eyelashes, slapping you in the face. I mean, the whole nine. Getting online, talking big stuff, drunk online, high, but that cursed. The Lord said, let me read it again.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
I'm sick of you. Now you see they got the what's that? I'm gonna cover it in a minute, but damn, I'm gonna cover it in a minute. They the movement about the no sex movement for 4 years.
Oh, they got a name for it?
Yes, man, for it came from Korea. The Koreans started it. They're adopting it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But they now they out here the sisters running around there and Edomite women running around talking about they not having sex with their husbands or they're gonna be abstinent for 4 years until Trump is gone. I mean it's foolishness, man.
Wow. Real quick,
Who that?
turn off your Wi-Fi and then let's go to the internet. Once you turn off the Wi-Fi, it should kick out.
Turn off the Wi-Fi. Slocky, y'all. 1 second. I'm trying to fix the connection.
Just go in your settings and just turn off Wi-Fi. It should pick up right after that.
I'm trying to see. See my the settings went on. Okay. All right. That might be a little bit better now. Can I see the? There you go. All right, it's lucky, y'all.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Look a little bit better now. Now we're moving. Now we're moving. All right. So if I'm coming in clear, y'all can hear me. Throw something in the chat, man. We'll continue on. Shalaki for the delay. The water in the choir for the swift response. Hopefully everybody else is hearing okay. Damn, there it goes. Cut off again. Oh, now it's picking up a little bit. Okay. All right. We just got to deal with it, y'all. All right. Read 56 one more time. Deuteronomy 28:56.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not have ventured to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
So there we go. Our people are still, our sisters is back falling into the cursed conditions of being adverse against their husbands, being adverse against their quote unquote boyfriends, their love interests, or whatever the case may be. They're turning into men haters, backed by quote unquote feminism in order to be empowered. We're constantly being left last. We're constantly being left behind. We're constantly being neglected. Nobody. Knock it off. The so-called black woman has surpassed the man in many of professions. Uh, so let's not play that game. I mean, there's educators, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's sisters in Congress. I mean, you just seen Letitia James over there, the Attorney General in New York, running the show, saying she's coming after Trump. I mean, what more? What more do you want? You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop playing them games. Continue on.
Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh from between her
You
feet.
see that? Hating their children. Quick to throw them into, these the school systems, quick to get them locked up in it. Into the schools is doing these psychological evaluations with all the kids now. They're throwing them on all these psychotropic drugs, ready to sacrifice them at the altar of abortion. I being evil toward a son and daughter, they don't care about the kids no more. They're stocking up on morning after pills. They're stocking up on hormones as they, quick to go throw them out there. Look at Dwayne Wade, man, quick to sacrifice his son. You see all the little Hollywood people, man. They lead the charge. The athletes, the influencers. That was one of the main things she was running on. Women's rights. You should have to play the speech of her last night. Where women should have the choice to do what they want with their bodies without government control. And meanwhile, she's part of the government that was controlling everybody's bodies. A complete hypocrite. But go ahead.
And toward the young one that cometh from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates.
Right. So there was a time that that cannibalism did go down, but even in the spirit, our sisters are out there taking full advantage of their children, using them to eat off of. A lot of them sisters was running around talking about how they're so mad at black men for wanting child support forgiveness or something like that. Well, I think I can't remember the law that they was trying to get passed, but it has something to do with men not being accountable for back pay or something like that. I don't quote me on it. If y'all know, you know what it is. But they were so mad about that. But how many women are using their children as hostage against the men? Feeding the kids with lies about the father trying to see the kids. They cutting them off, saying you can't see them unless you give me money. These outrageous monthly amounts that they want. Especially if you're an athlete, entertainer, whatever, you get a little bread. $50,000 a month for what? A 1-year-old? What $50,000 you gonna use? Well, it's the lifestyle. I need the house. I need the car to get them back and forth to the daycare. Daycare, you supposed to be taking care of them. They need new shoes. They need a birthday party. What? but utilizing them for food to consume their lifestyle. They got to get their hair done, nails done. They want to ride around with the red bottoms and the new cars and everything else. That's what they really want. The money. They don't care about how important it is for a father to be in the life of their child. Man, have you ever seen them videos where a man be locked up and they creep up on the son or the daughter, especially the daughters? There's been videos where they show brother been locked up, let's say 10, 15 years, and his daughter doesn't know he gets out of jail. Creeps up on her, and they might be in a little restaurant or somewhere, and the daughter just looking like she just seen Christ. Crying, loving, can't stop hugging her father because that's the gap that misses, that the daughters miss with their fathers and in their life. And the mother sitting back holding the damn kids hostage. That's not what it is. And that's what Kamala and the rest of them is trying to promote. Let's get to this. Let's get to this PowerPoint. I want to get right to it, man. I don't want to delay too much longer. All right. So, everybody aren't familiar with the term. Here's a term that everybody should be familiar with because this is exactly what they're doing. They're running a psyop, a psychological operation. They're messing with people's minds and motivations. This is why people are acting a fool on the internet, and you're trying to say, what is wrong with people? They're losing their minds. Why? Because they're under psychological operation. What is a psyop? A military operation usually aimed at influencing the enemy's state of mind through non-combative means. So again, you don't need shackles on your mind on your necks no more. It's on the mind. Non-combative. Oh, just use the internet. Go live. You know, share this. Go viral. Do these things and how the algorithms. This is how the hypnotism goes into play. It's non-combative, but it's all affecting the mind of the people. Esau knows what he's doing. The algorithms and the internet and the social media are tools that's being used to control people. Here we go. Slow Biden. Social media influencers descend on the White House, where Biden calls them the new source of news. This is what Slow Biden had, what he called a TikTok army. This was a couple years ago that he recruited in these people. Read some of that if you can read that. Or if you want to read here, you can read it.
Social media influencers got the royal treatment at the White House on Wednesday as President Biden gave a nod to their ability to hold sway with millions of loyal followers. The White House played host to a group of more than 100 influencers, also known as content creators, across a range of media platforms, from chefs and makeup artists to fitness gurus and medical students, to talk about issues including mental health, pay equity, and the abuse of artificial intelligence.
Now hold that. Go to Exodus 23 and 2. Now we see what's going on. It's no secret that they're utilizing these people. These are paid influencers that are being used to create psychological operations on the people. And our people in particular who are locked into these in these technologies are getting duped and don't even know it. Especially the women. Because they're watching these Edomite women influencing their behavior. It used to be the other way around. Sisters used to be able to control the narrative and be independent, and they was following you. Now it's the other way around. Now this is why the everybody, the sisters is out here trying to look like Kim Kardashian, and everybody getting their butts inflated and everything because they trying to be like. And meanwhile, she was trying to be like you. White women puffing up their lips. They want to be more curvaceous. They want the sister's body. They out there trying to act like sisters. And then sisters get mad when they up there, getting at the athletes and snatching them up, talking about, there you go. Another white woman. But these are the same white women that you're trying to emulate, that you cool with. And not all of y'all, don't get me wrong. Even if that's not the truth. There's some sisters out there that still are stone cold for their people and for their community and so forth and so on. Again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But the ones who y'all seen and you know who we talking about. Exodus 23 and 2. Let's read that along.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
See, this is what Slow Biden did: is he created an army of influencers because he knew that that was the wave that people were getting their information from. This is what people are locked into. This is what has the algorithms got people's attention, and people are sitting out here trusting in these particular sources that's locking them into these mind frames of rebellion. And the Lord said, Don't follow a multitude to do evil. Give me Matthew 7:13. What did Yahweh say about that? Book of Matthew 7, verse 13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
So where the multitude is, that's where destruction is. That's why we have to separate ourselves. You got to go against the grain. You got to do what people don't like. We do what everybody likes, and that's another key point. The algorithms are tracking what you like. You liking the video, you sharing the video, they monitor that too. They say, "Oh, you like this? We're definitely gonna send you more." Oh, you shared it to them. Oh, let's go see what their algorithm is. Let's make sure we get that. So before you know it, your algorithm done switched up because somebody sent the video to you, and now all of a sudden you getting, if somebody send you some content about roofing. All of a sudden now you getting all kind of damn videos about construction and roofing, and you're like, I just needed one video because I needed an example to see. Here they go, trying to pre-predict what you want to see. Then you got to scramble that and get back to searching your normal content. That's how this thing works. So wide is the gate that leads to destruction. Continue on.
Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth to life,
Mm-hmm.
and few there be that find it.
Few there be that find it. Go to Sirach 13. And let's read verse 4 down to 6.
Says Sirach 13.
Yeah, Sirach 13, read 4 down to 6.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee.
That's exactly what the politicians do. That's what Slow Biden did. That's what Trump did. That's what Kamala tried to do. If you can be an advantage to them, they're going to use you. They're going to use your influence. They're going to use the power of your followings. They're going to use you for their votes. It ain't because they love you. It ain't because they care about your womb, black woman. They don't give a damn about. They wish you continue destroying the foundation of our nation, man. And they just want to be able to get out there and be harlots. And that's not what it is. Go ahead.
Verse 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear, and will not be sorry for it.
Right. He's going to take full advantage of us. Strip us down to the bone, and then to the point we're sitting back saying, "What about us? You left us with nothing. We got nothing to show for our votes." That's the game that we constantly keep stumbling and fumbling in every time, thinking we're gonna be able to change the rules. No, you constantly get taken advantage of, and then you come back empty every time, crying and whining. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair, and say, What wantest thou?
See, that's the role of a politician. That's all I needed to add. Finish reading this up over here. That second paragraph.
The White House played host to a group of more than 100 influencers, also known as content creators, across a range of media platforms, from chefs and makeup artists to fitness gurus and medical students, to talk about issues including mental health, pay equity, and the abuse of artificial intelligence. Biden stopped by to tell the influencers gathered in the Indian Treaty Room in the White House complex, the fact is, you are the future. You're the source of the news, he said.
There you go. So he recruits the TikTok army, and now he says, "You're the source of the news." This is where everybody's locking in on. This is what everybody wants to see. you're going to be the ones who influence the thoughts. You're the psyop. Was that it?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
You are the new possibilities. You are the new breakthrough in how we communicate.
See that? This is the spell. This is how they, line it up, and they get these people, and they get them prepared. All right, let's move on. Here they go. Let's play a little bit of this.
It's time to enjoy that better day. Bestest forever. You're my.
What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, today we gonna be looking at TikTok because boy, these people are going insane.
Oh, it's playing on there.
Let's go ahead and start.
Now, I'm persuaded to believe that these are actors. That some of these are not genuine reactions to this election. These are TikTok actors. These are part of the armies that's been recruited, that's going out there doing this foolishness. Some may really be enthralled in this. I hate to believe that a sister like that is sitting here crying, bawling and snot nose about Trump winning. Look at, she's acting like her father died, best friend died. Is it playing?
This morning, yesterday. Of course she didn't win. I'm not surprised. I'm really just annoyed and irritated that we live in a country where hatred and ignorance outweighs everything else good.
I mean, first of all, how do we take? I'm sick of these sisters out here with these damn talons for they nails and snatching their blessings out the sky, doing all that, snatching at the air with a damn bonnet on. And I'm supposed to take you serious? A bathrobe on and a bonnet sitting in the car, trying to tell you about the damn election. I mean, it's unreal. I don't know why I can't hear it on my computer, but maybe if put it on. Let me let it play.
The small amount of goodness in this country, it's small. That's the issue. Like, the people that needed to vote against that man, they did what needed to be done. Just unfortunately, it is not enough of us. It is not enough people with their head on right that know what's best for our country, what's best for women, what's best for children, what's best for all minorities, all people of the alphabet community, like all
Now,
these people.
first of all, she's saying there's not enough people with their head. There's not enough of us. That's number one. By the numbers, we don't have the. I mean, if we're saying so-called, there's 13% black, but how the hell you think you're gonna win an election with 13% if everybody voted? That 13% is gonna win the vote. Knock it off. But she's talking about, oh, we don't know about what's good for the country, what's good for us. Come on, calm down. You don't have the power to vote anybody in. You're outnumbered regardless.
Those of us that really can't understand that we are at risk, we stood up and did what was needed to be done. But there's so many people that are just so ignorant and hateful that they're gonna always outweigh us, and it's so annoying because it feels like no matter how hard you try, and you do the right thing, you just can't beat the madness. I really hate that.
When it comes down to reality of the situation, boy, these people are going insane.
So wild.
Yo, really? So what is this woman really promising y'all? Because y'all forget that Trump was already in office already.
The actual video.
So let's keep it a buck. What did she really offer y'all? Next.
Yeah, this.
I'm sorry. No.
Look at that strong mouth. Look at that big old mouth.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Let's see. This is what I'm saying.
sorry.
This is overreaction. This ain't. That's what I'm saying. I have to assume she's an actress. She's part of the TikTok army. There's no way you have that real time reaction over this damn election. But guess what? That will incite the emotions of some gullible sister, some emotionally fragile female that doesn't understand what the hell's going on, and think that that's the proper reaction you should have. No, no, no! What happened? Good Lord.
I
mean,
boy, these people are going insane.
Let me see. Why is it not playing?
Yo, these boy, you can't make this shit up.
And she been going viral. Everybody like her.
These people are just crazy.
And she just one of many.
Asked
Man.
me
I'm
if
not
I
gonna play this
hate you.
over.
I don't know you.
Let me move on. Now,
Like,
here's another thing. Now you know this one thing, man. Sisters ain't doing this. But the new movement now to stand behind the 4B, definitely the 4B. That's save their heads.
Donald Trump's victory has caused a mass lefty meltdown. The latest manifestation of that has been droves of unhinged women shaving their heads and posting the footage of unhinged women.
With men or their husbands for 4 years because Kamala didn't win and the men didn't stand behind it. Now you know sisters ain't doing this. Sisters love their hair too, but sisters like shit. I'm not shaving nothing. I got barely enough to hold on as it is. Give me that Isaiah 3. That's one thing sisters ain't gonna fall for. I ain't shaving my damn. Now you gone too far, Karen. I ain't doing that. All right. Start at verse 1. We're gonna jump down a little bit.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator.
So because Israel went astray from the laws and the commandments, the Most High started taking out the men. The men started getting removed out the picture. The rulers were wicked, and the Most High had to judge them. This lets you know how the order is supposed to be. So when men are in order, everything else collapses and folds after the fact. Right? Continue on.
Verse 4. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient.
So what happens when the men fall short and become wicked and the Most High reverses? He said you're going to have childish leadership, childish rulers over us. You're going to have the young men speaking against the ancients. So now you're going to have battle of the ages now. Oh, old niggas over there. Oh, it's a young game. All of that is going on right now as we speak. Right? It says the people is going to be oppressed, everyone by another. So now here we are, crabs in the barrel, biting at each other's feet and ankles, tearing each other down. Go ahead.
And every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brothers of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing.
All right, drop down to read verse 9.
Verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom.
See, they're just completely out there, man. Don't care about how wicked they've been acting, how evil they've been, how they're backing up abortion, how they're backing up the LGBTQ plus HIV movement, how they're backing up rebellion against their men and not being in order, how they're disannulling the Bible, how they're prostituting themselves. online with OnlyFans, and they're just out there. Don't give a damn anymore. And the Lord said, now this is a witness against them. So when the Lord judges these situations, don't start crying now online. No, no. The Lord was like, no, no. Yes, yes. You're going to get everything you asked for. Read on.
And they declared their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
See, sisters out there in lesboed out. You understand? They out here really, pushing men away so they can kiss each other and say, "Oh no, we're together. Get out of here. We don't want." It's wild. Now, let's drop down. Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are...
Actually, like read 10, then read verse 16.
Verse 10.
Everybody read this whole chapter on your own time. It's going to summarize what we're talking about today. But read verse 10.
Say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings.
See, there's always going to be a remnant that do righteousness that's going to be spared from said judgment of the Most High. That's not going to be involved with everything that's going on. So the Lord said the righteous is going to be well with us because we're going to maintain the laws and the commandments, going to follow after IQAhmath outside. But read verse 11.
Verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him.
See, and you're going to get everything that you put into. Right, verse 16.
Verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
Wanting that attention, clacking them heels, rolling their eyes, rolling their necks, clapping their hands in the air, grabbing who knows what out the air. I don't understand what that is. Clapping they, doing all that. The Lord was like, go ahead with your little haughty self. Okay. Acting a damn fool, huh? Go ahead.
Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
See, when the Most High starts smiting that hair, that was a glorious sisters, That's why sisters say, hey, give me that damn lace front, give me that wig. I would need to feel like beauty again. Most High know where to hit sisters where they hurt. That's why Esau thinking we can get them to do that. Sisters ain't cutting their hair off. That's out. They already know and felt that curse. They like, no. You got too far. We're not doing that much. I'm with you up until that point. Go ahead.
In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cause, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets.
That's all I need. The Lord took down all the glory that sisters had, from all the attire, the beautiful attire that sisters used to have, the accessories, the jewels, everything that made a woman feel strong and empowered. The Most High said, I'm stripping you down to all of that.
That's interesting in verse 18 where it says, in that day the Lord will take away the bravery. In the column, it says bravery is translated as beauty. That's their, I mean, they think that's all bold and everything.
Right.
To be out front like that. I guess that's what's giving them that power, empowerment, That brave, that's why I said bravery, but it breaks down to their beauty.
The bravery was the beauty. Look, here's something. Sisters get caught in that whole strong black woman ideology. Being a strong black woman means the ability to suppress your pride and to allow a man to lead. That takes some strength. As much as the society and everybody else telling you, no, you should be equal, you should be leading the man. Every woman in their right mind knows damn well they don't want a man leading them. They just want a man strong enough to lead them. But that's where your strength comes in, is you got to humble yourself and allow yourself to be led. That's where the strength comes from. The strength comes from, being able to, take care of a household, raise the children in righteousness, be disciplined and teaching them the laws and the commandments of the Most High. That's all strength. It ain't about dropping them off at the city and dropping them off for granny so that you can go out there and party with your girls and get lit on tequila all damn night.
And I think it's beautiful because it's like the Most High is resetting the order again. Let them go ahead and come down and show their shame and what have you.
Right.
But the Most High, this is man's silver lining. The Most High is putting everything back in its rightful and perfect order.
Yeah.
They want to take over. That's why they're so sad and everything. They thought they were moving up the ladder.
Exactly.
When this woman came down and the whole world rejected her, at least those who didn't want her, Trump won the popular vote and everything else.
Right.
But now, the Most High said, hey, you know what? All this got to stop.
Yeah, you got to deflate all them dreams, man. They got to be humbled.
Exactly.
And that's where the strength's going to come into play and say, okay, you know what? I used to be like that. It didn't work.
Right.
You know what? Let me go ahead and humble myself down. That's all I needed that. Let me.
Shaving their heads and posting the footage to social media,
this got to
claiming
be an
they are
act.
protesting the patriarchy.
As the woman sitting here staring like a deer in the headlights,
women
looking
shaving
at the
their
camera.
heads.
Look at it. What person do you know that just sits there and gazes at the camera with her eyes bugged out while somebody behind her with a hood on and a hat? We will continue to fight and stand with every woman and minority. We don't need your support. So-called minorities do not need the damn white woman coming up supporting nothing. Because again, this goes back to them not being able to procreate like sisters. So here they are trying to get influence in the sisters' mind to say, don't have sex with your men no more. Abort them babies so you can catch up, so we can be equals now.
Ain't gonna happen in no 40.
No. Come on, man. Listen, this is what it's boiling down to is they're trying to cut off the seed in the population of Israel, going back to Psalms 83. If they can convince and try to tell us, you know damn well sisters ain't doing that. But look at these old goofy
and posting the footage to social
shaving their
media,
heads
claiming
the
they are
4B
protesting
movement.
the patriarchy.
They're gonna cut off.
Short hair we go.
They ain't having
Here we
sex
go. Here we
with men no more.
go. Here we
Stop
go.
procreating
We're cutting it off
until
because
Trump is gone.
you. That's why.
You trying to
You
tell
think
me
I'm
that
crazy?
man had that much
Crazy.
power over you? Then you are
Fuck all
weak.
the women before me who were crazy. So crazy.
Did he change your whole life like
It's
that?
been a day. It's been a year. It's been 9
if you
years,
trying to have
8
sex
years,
with this
whatever it may be.
hook-nosed
Around this time, 8
heathen
years
anyway.
ago, it's one of the worst times of my life.
That's
It's
out.
when my
Let's
life
move
fell
on.
apart. Not because of this.
Now watch this. Here's another one. Liberals scream at the sky. This is 2017. They did this when Trump do it. And you got this old effeminate, soy-infested brother on here leading the charge. This is all they was doing was acting a damn fool, screaming at the sky. This is how you know these people are mentally ill. Mentally ill. This is back when he was and they're all smiling, trying to get a little viral moment. You trying to tell me these are same people? This is the spell. This is what I'm saying. This is the enchantment. This is the spell that they're under. They ain't doing nothing but screaming at the sky because Trump won the election. And this was when he won years ago. So what's the difference? Here they go doing the same old stunts again and getting people to buy into it. Are they screaming and cursing the most? I mean, what do they do? These are feminine takes, man. And this is what I'm saying. Who's gonna follow this? I mean, this is ridiculous. Mentally ill, man. This is what's going on. This is what's leading. These are the people that's out here being utilized on TikTok to influence people. Yeah, crazy. Let's move on.
Everybody.
Now, here we go. This is what they are. Actors, right? This is the etymology of the word actor. Read that. You just read the red part, the highlight.
Actor, an overseer, guardian, steward, from Latin actor, an agent or doer, a driver of sheep.
Now, slow down. What is the purpose of an actor? Read that one more time.
an overseer.
So they're set up to oversee what everybody's up to. The guidelines that everybody wants to aspire towards. This is why Hollywood is a central agency to where they put out all of this propaganda, get all the actors out there. This is why the Democrats were using all of the actors to promote their policies. I mean, to promote the elections. All the Hollywood stars, they had the Avengers out. They trying to use the damn Avengers. Talking about the Avengers, we're voting for Kamala. It's like, get the hell out of here. Who the hell do you think we're really in the multiverse that we watch? They playing people out, man, doing this foolishness. But go ahead.
An overseer, guardian, steward, from Latin actor, an agent,
Go ahead.
or doer, a driver of sheep.
A driver of sheep. So they're being used to guide and drive the sheep. This is why I'm saying they know what they're doing. They're putting these spells on people and they're using actors and agents to do it. That's why I said I have a hard time believing that them people on TikTok was for real. Because Biden is already on record having 100 agents and actors ready to drive a sheep, utilizing TikTok, which then is backed by AI and algorithms to cast these damn repetitive hypnosis spells on people with related videos and drown you out with this frame of thought. Here's another one, another Edomite, Gloria Steinem. Now, she's one of the head witches when it came down to feminism, and she got in the ears of sisters, one in particular we're going to read about in a second, who was a keynote with moving with the feminist movement. All right? Read this and read down to here.
Gloria Steinem, born March 25th, 1934 in Toledo, Ohio, is an American feminist, political activist, and editor who was an articulate advocate of the women's liberation movement during the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Steinem spent her early years traveling with her parents in a house trailer. After their divorce in 1946,
Yeah. Straight out the trash, man.
After their divorce in 1946, Gloria settled with her mother in Toledo, Ohio, and for the first time began attending school on a regular basis. Her childhood was marked by the added responsibility of taking care of her mother, who was chronically depressed.
I highlighted that for a reason. We're going to see some about that later on. We know that depression is based upon what a mental, what they call it, mental health issue, right? Now, this also takes a part in many of the feminist women got mental health issues, daddy issues, all of that. Matter of fact, hold on. I meant to show this in a minute. I'm gonna read a little bit of this real quick. Now, this is after the election. This opinion piece says, as a black woman, Trump's win leaves me feeling abandoned by America. Well, whose fault is that? Why are you even trusting in America? Right? Go to Isaiah 30. Let's read that real quick. Back to Isaiah 30. We're gonna read 1 down to 3. So here's the outcomes when we're dealing with what this so-called black woman says, how she felt abandoned by America because Kamala didn't make it. Not gonna play this video, but look at it. Read Isaiah 30 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
See, that's what our people want to clothe themselves and wrap themselves in American flags, just like these sisters down here, praying and hoping that America's going to make the change. They went down to Egypt to try to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. Oh, we're going to get this black woman into office. Again, she's not black, but anyway, she's going to change this. She's going to shift the culture. She's going to shift things so that we can have a feminine rulership of America finally. And no, you're not. No, you're not. And the Most High said it, period. Woe unto them that desire to go down to Egypt to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and have an ass in his mouth. No, you hardy and sassy and want to get out. We're going to take over. We're going to do this. Yeah, this is not the island of Lesbos. Go ahead.
That walked to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Why is she confused? Oh, I feel abandoned by America. You should never thought America was going to embrace you anyway. We shall overcome someday, but not now. Now I feel hopeless and abandoned by the people, the very system that has promised to protect me and never leave me behind. Where's that promise at? She bought into the lie. Proverbs 3:31. Let's read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
See, that's what she gets. She envying America, thinking that America's got her best interest at heart. Choose none of her ways, none of his ways. She says now she feels hopeless and abandoned that the very system that has promised to protect her, the only thing this system promised to do is oppress. I mean, what illusion is she under? A strong delusion, clearly. Never leave me behind. President-elect Donald Trump election proves that what we already knew. Hello? If you already knew it, why are you surprised? America is not ready to challenge the status quo and force a reckoning with its deeply rooted divisive beliefs. Now look down here. This is why I said this is rooted in mental health. And you see these crazy ass people screaming at the sky and all that. This is real. Look at it. Yet lately, that hope feels distance. Trump's win is a painful reminder of our nation's struggle to confront its own shortcomings. We are entrenched in ideologies that, for some, evoke feelings of superiority or greatness, and in others cause depression, but ultimately they harm our unity as a nation. Growing up as an impoverished and abused black girl, see, there we go, who lost her parents, I always thought that one day someone would come to save me. No one ever did. I was abandoned by a system that built to protect children like me. So she's already got abandonment issues. She's already got mental health issues, but now she's blaming America. Before she could blame her parents, or but her parents, she's constantly looking for somebody to blame. And many of our sisters, that's why we read the curses earlier, are finding themselves in the same position. And guess who says, "Hey, I'll give you an outlet. It's just us. We're gonna be the feminists. We're gonna lead the charge as women. Let's band together." You get Esau pop up, Gloria Steinem, and look what her background is: taking care of her chronically depressed mother. So what do they have in common? All of them got problems with depression and issues going on in the head. Give me Sirach 30:21. So the enchantment and the spells come into play. Oh, I got the cure. We're gonna band together. Girl power. Remember that back in the day? Girl power. Proverbs 30:21.
The book of Salakia. Proverbs.
I said Sirach.
Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30, verse 21.
Yeah.
Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
Right. So we're all subject to these particular feelings and spirits, man. But eventually we've got to overcome. We've got to utilize the scriptures, the laws, our repentance to get that heavy spirit up off of us. We're going through the curses. We're going through issues that's actually going to bring us down. But we have to be able to fight, struggle through, and not allow it to overtake us. Because guess what? The opposite side, our oppressors, are saying, "Don't worry, I got a pill for that. Don't worry, I got a movement for that. Don't worry, I got a drug for that." No, we don't need that. We need to invest fully in Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. 1 Timothy 2:12. First Timothy 2:12.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man.
That's plain. The Lord never set up a structure or order where a woman was supposed to have authority over a man. And I know the sister say, "Well, the man is out of order. The men ain't got their act together. I ain't finna follow him." Well, guess what? Well, you better be patient until the men do get our act together, because you're gonna need us when it's all said and done. This ain't a fight you're gonna be able to fight alone at all. That's why a lot of y'all are sitting here whining and crying right now, because you thought if we band together, we can get one of ours in, we're gonna take over. Most High shut that down because that's against the order of the Lord. He's not doing that. All right. Even when it comes down to Babylon.
Read 14.
Read 14.
Verse 14. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression.
There you go. That's back to what we talked about earlier. Go ahead.
And watch this. This one more in Sirach 25:24. Since we bringing it out, since the Most High brought it out.
Sirach 25 verse 24.
And I used to when I used to read this, I thought the last word that said we all fall, but read it not.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
I used to think in my mind we all fall.
Yeah.
Because what's the transgression of
wages of sin?
Wages of sin is death.
That's a fact.
Through her we all die.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She was one that was deceived, man.
That's right.
Come on, man. We're going back to the beginning. That's why I say it's a reset.
Yeah.
And with Most High put this back in order, man. The man is coming up on the throne, like Israel is coming up on the throne.
God, that's right. So as we get back to the devil, and we're seeing here what she's instituting. Gloria Steinem says her involvement in feminism intensified in 1968 when she attended a meeting of a radical feminist group, the Red Stockings. Proud of her feminist roots, her paternal grandmother has served as president of Ohio's Women's Suffrage Association from 1908 to 1911. Steinem founded the National Women's Political Caucus in July 1971 with Betty Friedman, Bella Abzug, and Shirley Chisholm. So she's creating coalitions of women. She got it from her grandmother. She get it from her mama, as they say. Starting all the way down the line, right? So let's continue looking at her. Oh, wait a minute. Was she just a feminist, or did she get some funding? Did she get some training? It says that she was a spy. She got funded by and was recruited by the CIA. This is all facts. Gloria Steinem's new book, My Life on the Road, recounts her life's journey and travels. Early reviews and profiles reveal incredible detail of Steinem's barrier-breaking feminist role, liberal politics, romances, proclivities, and style. What is often missed or mischaracterized, however, is the work she did as a CIA agent. Steinem was a spook. So was she really working for the benefit of the women, the black women, and the feminists, or did she have some motivation? Now they were saying that when she was in school, the CIA utilized her and other youth groups to help influence the thought patterns of the college students, because at the time you had the Cold War jumping off, where Russia was infiltrating with communist literature and getting people to get turned out. Japan had people, so they were saying, well, we got to get some people in there to defend America. So she took that and said, well, that was her role for the CIA. But meanwhile, she parlayed it into feminist movements and everything else. Right. So it says CIA agents are tight-lipped, but Steinem spoke openly about her relationship with the agency in the 50s and the 60s after a magazine revealed her employment by a CIA front organization, the Independent Research Service. And it ain't just the feminists. They did that with all the black movements. Guaranteed, there's agents within Israel. There's agents that was in the Black Panthers. Any movement that had some force and influence in the communities, they was gonna make sure that they had somebody up in there. Absolutely. COINTELPRO, the whole nine. Here we see, while popularly pillared because of her paymaster, Steinem defended the CIA relationship, saying, in my experience, the agency was completely different from its image. It was liberal, nonviolent, and honorable. Of course you're going to say that. Now remember, it says she was a spook. So, the first half, we know that the spook was a derogatory term for Jake. But down here it says, in the late 50s and 60s, the term started to become associated with spies and secret agents, particularly those employed by the CIA. The connotation of the term was similar to that of the early usage, implying that those who engaged in such work were holding the population and the government in a state of fear and insecurity. Well, what are they doing right now? Everybody, I can't believe it. Trump won. I seen the sister, man. She was crying, talking about, I can't go to sleep. I'm scared to wake up. I might be a slave tomorrow.
Oh.
How the hell do you think you're gonna be a slave? Then I can't go to sleep, y'all. I think I'm gonna be a slave when I wake up. He ain't even president yet, and you doing this foolishness. This is the type of stuff they got going on. But what do? Keeping everybody in fear. Oh, he's gonna, your abortion rights is gone. Oh, he's gonna militarize the police. He's gonna assassinate all his enemies. He's gonna lynch. They acting like the guillotines is already ready. As soon as he gets in, the police coming out, shooting every Jake they see in sight. Mm-hmm. This is the visions that they're instilling in people's minds. Women is going to get raped with no repercussions, impregnated, the whole nine. And here they got the CIA, the agents, and the spooks, man, promoting this mentality, and that's why I said it's a spell that they got people under, especially the women, because they're the ones running around screaming at the top of their lungs that all hell is broke loose now. And meanwhile, forgetting that you already been under 4 years of his rulership. It ain't nothing changed. What are they talking about?
Who's that was sending out texts to black people that report to the plantation? You will be picking.
I don't know. I didn't see that.
They haven't found that out yet, but they were sending kids.
Yeah,
there was a message going out saying, "Get ready, you're going into slavery."
You're going to report to plantation.
Straight to plantation at 7:30.
7:30. You're going to be picking
such, and then for the 10 tribe report at 12.
At 12.
Good Lord. Hey, but you remember back when Trump won? Remember there was another text that went out talking about white folks gonna come out shooting people now. The MAGA one. Be careful out there. Remember them chain emails? They know this all stuff from the damn CIA and these agent active spooks going on, man.
The first one was supposed to come from China. So the black lady came, she was like, well, how do somebody know all my son's information? Yeah. She didn't want to go to school, so she was like, why you don't want to go to school?
Because they said something coming from the email.
Be a slave at 1:30.
Good Lord.
Picking cotton.
Exactly. Slave at 1:30. I mean, here they go. This is the propaganda stuff that they sending out there.
And report.
So that's what they say. They're being used to put a state of fear and insecurity into people. This usage of the term has become some commonplace that the CIA themselves now routinely refer to them members of their organization as spooks. And here's her, this is an article that got archived from 1975. So there's no mistaking. She definitely was with the CIA. The feminist movement is CIA backed. And that's a fact. They can lie about it all they want to. No, she was already sisters with. No. Here you go. Miss Magazine. This was a magazine. She was a writer. She ended up developing this magazine called Miss Magazine, which was a feminist magazine back in the 70s that they created. Y'all can write down these particular scriptures. Acts 19:24. Acts 19:24, because you see who they got on the cover of the anniversary page. Wonder Woman, whose name is Diana in the comic books and in the cartoons, whatever. Acts 19 tells us about the Greeks who are worshiping Diana. Right? You got Jeremiah 7:18, write that one down. And Jeremiah 44:14 through 19. It talks about Israel worshiping the Queen of Heaven, which at that time I believe was Ashtaroth or Artemis, one of the two. But all of them, with female deities, and especially the one in Jeremiah 44. Matter of fact, let's go there real quick. That's important. Jeremiah 44. Let's read 14 down to 19. Because this shows you how wicked the damn women was. Jeremiah is trying to get our people to repent. Judah's fallen already. Judah's already in disarray. Yeah. The temple the temple had already been taken. Assyria and Babylon was going at it before Babylon finally took over. Was going to take all the rest of Judah captive. Some had escaped into Egypt. And while they was in Egypt, they was out here acting a fool. Jeremiah was over there trying to prophesy to tell them, repent and stop the foolishness, because the Lord's going to judge us and take us all out. And they acted a fool. Read verse 14, Jeremiah 44:14, then read down to 19.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, verse 14. So that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to which they have a desire to return to dwell there. For none shall return but such as shall escape.
Right. So there was going to be no escape. Judah thought they was going to get away from the captivity that was coming from Babylon. Wasn't going to go down. Go ahead.
So that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn.
Yeah, read 15.
Verse 15. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee.
Oh, they ain't listening to Jeremiah. Stiff neck, hard head, haughty sisters. I didn't wait. Jeremiah, get the hell out of here. We ain't listening to that. We ain't bound to. We're going to keep worshiping after our female deities. We love feminism. We love our female gods. We want to empower ISIS. And you see these sisters out here running around here and embracing Ma'at and all these old Egyptian mythological gods. We want Diana. We don't want Yahweh. Jeremiah, get up out of here. And it said all the men that knew it. These old soft belly soy boy men out there talking about, hey, baby, what you want to do? Baby, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala because she said so. Hold my purse. And brother said, hold on. Just hold it. All that. Then Jake sitting back and letting it go. Read on.
Verse 16. As for the word thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certain do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
See, they're not listening no more. Complete rebellion. We're going to do what we want to do. Read.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things.
So they believe that as long as they was burning incense to the Queen of Heaven, as long as they was idol worshiping, as long as they was following after feminine ways and all that other stuff, they was always going to be blessed. Ever since we stopped doing that, we've been catching hell. Jeremiah, we ain't doing that. We going back to doing what we was doing. Go ahead.
And have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men.
See, we don't need the men. 4B movement. We ain't having sex with y'all for 4 years and F the men, and we're sick of y'all and we're done with you. And okay, all right. Let's move on. There's nothing new under the sun. This is in Babylon. You know, this is the time our people's in captivity, going through hell. Same time now. What's that? What you got? Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 27 and 28. Okay. We're going to do it without our men. We don't need the men no more. Okay. All hell breaks loose, man. When sisters be getting beat up and robbed, and where are the men have to defend us? Y'all don't never stand up for us. Yeah, absolutely. The scriptures say that. Go ahead and read that. Ecclesiastes 7, you said 27, 28? Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 27. Behold, this have I found, saith the preacher, counting one by one, to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found.
See, that's cold. Not one that was going to stand up and do the right thing. This is where we're at right now, right? That's right, Naquan. Our loyalty is to our wives and to our daughters and to the Israelite women who are upholding laws, statutes, and commandments, man, who are trying to stand behind their men and to build up our nation. And like I said, value their wombs and realize what it is to procreate and to bring forth another soul to worship and honor the Most High, to strengthen our nation, not to destroy us and to be divisive. You talking about divisiveness? This is where the divisiveness came from. Gloria Steinem, the CIA, and this sister right here, Michelle Faith Wallace. Notice her; she's categorized as a black feminist. See how they control both paradigms? You got the white feminists, you got the black feminists. They control both sides. She wrote this book called 1979, Black Macho and the Myth of the Superwoman. Now, this was y'all can look her up. This is just off of Wikipedia, just real quick. But she was a black feminist. In this book, she was criticizing a lot of the woman's role, the black woman's role in the civil rights movement and all that, and saying it was misogynistic. The man was doing everything, and where's our place at? And black men is out here lusting after white women and all this other stuff. So it caused a big division. But guess who promoted her? Miss Magazine and Gloria Steinem. Gloria Steinem put her on a platform and pushed her out there to create this issue within the black community. And she caught a lot of hell for it too. There was a lot of books that came out after that they came at her. Rashad, you was around that area, you probably remember all that. You remember Miss Magazine? Yeah. Now see here, Black Macho, this is the cover of the book. It says, I'm saying there is a profound distrust, if not hatred, between black men and black women that has been nursed along largely by white racism, but also by an almost deliberate ignorance on the part of blacks about the sexual politics of their experience in this country. So here she is writing this book, talking about black machismo, the black man, and how he's doing too much, and where's the place for the black woman, and we don't trust each other and all this other stuff because they don't want to put her sister up on the equal platform. But look at the beginning in her acknowledgments. This is her background. It says, I met Pat Maynardi, Robin Morgan, and Kathy Sarahchild, all young feminists then when I was 18. Each contributed immeasurably to my early feminist thinking. Pat, during those endless summers in Vermont, what sister you know in Vermont? You know damn well these are Edomite women that contributed immeasurably to her early feminist thinking. The spell began. And it says, when we discuss feminist theory, politics in general, art and history in particular, Kathy was my editor at Women's World and Robin as an early fan of my poetry. Now, that's just a little on her background. Now, who's Pat Maynardi? Is a leading authority in 19th century European art and European and American modernism and pioneering professor of women's studies. That was her. This is her teacher. This is who she learned from. Remember, it said immeasurable influence on her out of Vermont. And her specialty is European art and European. So she learned it from a European mind frame about feminism and everything else. And then she writes this book about the divisions in the black community and why the black feminists need to be risen up and challenge the black man. Really, though, Pat Maynardi was a part of the radical feminist group, the Red Stockings. Remember the Red Stockings? Gloria Steinem learned from the Red Stockings. So Pat Maynardi, she's a key figure in all of this, right? And the sister is the one that got put on the front cover of Women's Miss Magazine and promoted her book, and that's what ended up infiltrating and getting into the minds of our sisters, thinking that, hey, we do got a voice. Hey, we do need to be on the front lines. Hey, we need to be. And Esau's the one controlling all the sticks. Mark J. Mirsky, he's another one that was one of her teachers. Where is he at? But in the book, she talks about him being an influence on him. Mark J. Mirsky. So she get raised up by these Edomite feminists, these Edomite males, turned her mind out, and now she was used as a weapon against her own people. Here we see liberal women going on sex strike over Trump. Now notice it says here that it's the Korean 4B movement. Disgruntled female voters draw inspiration from the Korean 4B movement to take revenge against men who voted Republican. This is madness, man. But see, this is how they get motivated, you know. And it came from Korea. Liberal women have sworn to go on a sex strike over Donald Trump's election win. Mr. Trump swept to victory in Tuesday's presidential race. We already know all that. Some women are now threatening to punish men for voting for Trump, taking inspiration from a Korean feminist movement that vows to withhold sex from men in order to redefine the gender of power balance. This is why the Most High said, "Learn out the way of the heathen, man." They learn it from Esau. They learn it from Moab. They doing everything that they not supposed to be doing. Now, I haven't seen those sisters come out saying they doing this, but more than likely, you following Esau all the way down to the path of hell, you probably will try to do this. But sisters ain't got it in them to do that.
They ain't gonna cut their hair.
No, they ain't cutting their hair, and they ain't cutting the men off.
And they're not surely gonna give up for 4 years.
No, that's not going down. So they're saying no sex, no dating or marriage, and no having children with men for the next 4 years. So there they go. They want to cut off the seed again. They don't want to have no children, no sex, no dating. They're just gonna become female eunuchs, I guess. They're not gonna commit themselves to men. That's what they're pledging. These old hag-looking Edomites. They probably wouldn't get no sex anyway. You dig what I'm saying? So you acting like you cutting somebody else. You ain't got nobody to cut off.
So the 4 B's is sex, no sex, dating, marriage, and no children.
I think so. I'm not exactly sure what the B, but more than likely. Yeah, it's the 4 no's.
Yeah.
Right. So no sex, no dating, marriage, and no children. It's the 4 B's. So that's the next wave. But this is why sisters ain't gonna do it, because you got goofy freaks like Sexy Red, who's another agent. And when I seen this, I couldn't believe it. She's got a lip gloss line. But look at the names of them. Sexy Red drops lip gloss line with interesting product names. Hoochie Juice with a C though. Pea Hole Pink and Nut. And then she also got Booty Hole Brown. And this is who they're setting up and putting in front of Jakes and saying, this is your leader. This is who you influence. Look at the likes. 24,500 likes. That's as of August 19th. She probably got way more than that. You tell me I'm 25,000 sisters like this? I know ain't no brothers on here liking some damn lip gloss ad. Introducing Northside Princess, the brand, and my first product will be this is your feminist right here. Northside Princess. Oh, she's already anointing herself as royalty with her line, sex on my period, pea hole pink, nut, booty hole brown, Uchi juice. I mean, this is ridiculous, man. Yellow discharge is another one. You can't make this up, man. And look, she carried them out so she can ship them out to the 25,000 sisters that out there liking this stuff. Straight up. But this is who Esau throws out there in the face of our sisters, and they sit out here and support this foolishness, man.
That's why that lesbian thing is so rampant, man.
This is why the 4B ain't gonna work for sisters, because they want to be ratchet like this. Don't stink broad. You
better get back in order.
Straight up, man. This is what it is.
That's sad. That's sad right there, man.
And here's the delusion too. Before we wrap it up, how did Trump do with black voters in the 2024 election? Let's just look at the numbers. Harris appears to have won 80% of the black vote, according to an exit poll by the Associated Press. What more do you want? As Tyrese would say, what more do you want from me? 80% voted for your girl. I mean, damn. You would say the 10%, you for being them and hating on them, but damn, everybody did vote for her, and and it didn't work.
Did not work.
So he had a few percentage more voted for him this year. Big damn deal. It said, but that's a 10% drop of 10 percentage points compared to the 2020 when the current president, Slow Biden, won 9 out of 10 votes. So Slow Biden got 90% of the votes. She got 80. It's because she's a woman. They ain't got stuff to do with it.
Get back in your place.
Good Lord, man. I mean, come on. This is the delusion. The majority of Jake did vote for her, and they still didn't work, man. So why are they running out here crying, talking about we're gonna ban sex because you didn't vote for her? Who are they talking to? And it was a lot of ghost votes going on. Jake was probably on there talking about, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala, and they went in there and voted for Trump because they didn't want to be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You can't go on record saying it, but behind closed doors, they went back and voted for Trump. So I mean, the numbers show, man, majority of Jake did vote for her. So they out here still being led by these damn TikTok agents telling everybody, no, you didn't. Remember, we seen Gloria Steinem about depression. Here's the birth of the Karens. Why are mostly white American women over 40 to the biggest American women over 40, the biggest antidepressant market on earth, and why are we okay with it? So they already letting you know, man. Most of these damn white women are depressed, on drugs, and they're being let loose out on the streets, crying over parking spaces and who's barbecuing and why you smiling in line and they just losing their damn minds. Exactly. This is the Karens, and they out here doped up on antidepressive drugs, and when they ain't taking their meds, they out there acting the fool in these streets. And now you see Gloria Steinem had to deal with her depressed mother all her life. This is where it stems from. Mental health. That's why you see these cats out here screaming at the sky and acting a fool. You want to follow these damn crazy ass maniacs? Go ahead. You'll be destroyed right along with them. That's one article. Shoot the brother. Here you go. Americans stockpile abortion pills and hormones ahead of reproductive apocalypse under Trump. No, they're not stocking up water, food, canned goods. They're not trying to get their savings in order for an economic collapse. Here they are worried about making sure that they can go out and have as many one-night stands as they can with the morning after pills. Making sure that they're able to get their breast, they hormones turned down. Stockpiling on this foolishness, man. This is how you know this place is confusing all backwards.
On YouTube, every commercial after they take a break is always about you can give this to your man to make him. Yeah. I mean, some
enhancement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's always a white woman promoting it. They creeping in black women slowly but surely.
Right.
But the white woman is pushing it hard.
See, if this was the case, man, I mean, listen, again, value your womb. Why are you, so stressed about having sex and needing abortion? You shouldn't be laying with somebody you're not prepared to have a family with anyway. But they were so hopeful that Kamala would sit out there and let them be hoes and go out there and lay wherever they want to. We got the backup just in case. And I got plenty of them stockpiled. I mean, this is ridiculous. But this is what happens when, they don't win. But here they go. We see where their minds is at. If they want to be harlots and go out there and act a fool. This, again, another article where you see how you know that they are anti-family, anti-kids, because the border, which Kamala was over, the kids all getting thrown into sex trafficking, child abductions and kidnappings and child sacrifices going on. Biden signed an agreement to end DNA testing so they can't find their families no more. So every kid that they get caught up at the border, they're with somebody that's not their parents, not their guardians, or showing up by themselves. And Biden said, we're gonna cut off any means of tracking them to link you back up with your family again. And guess who's sitting in the war room with him saying, yep, that's good. Come on. So she's completely anti-kid, anti-family, and these dumb women is running around talking about, yeah, we need Kamala. No, you don't. Look what she stands by.
Well, she admitted on the View. They asked her, would you do anything to change what Biden has put up? She said, nothing that I can think of.
See,
in other words, continue.
Continue on, absolutely. Look at it. A new report out of the Center of Immigration Studies, a leading immigration think tank, has revealed that the United States now has a record 13.7 million illegal immigrants. Of that number, a minimum of 3.7 or 27% have entered the country just since Biden took office 4 years ago. By other estimates, the numbers are even higher. All of Biden's policies that have enabled the unprecedented surge of illegal border crossings, the president's decision to end DNA testing at the border may be one of the most consequential, along with hampering the ability of the law enforcement to detect fraudulent asylum claims. It has also given free rein to human traffickers to continue their victimization of migrant children. So clearly, with the abortion, the victimization of migrant children, they don't give a damn about the kids. They don't give a damn about families. They want to destroy it all. And these goofy women out here running around thinking like that's cool. You are under a strong delusion and a damn spell. That was another video that I had to play, but I'm not gonna play it. That's all right. I mean, it's clear. If our people thinking like that, that's the way we're supposed to go, man. The Most High clearly stepped in and said, "Nah, that's not happening." And if you leave it to her, man, y'all ain't gonna have kids for Lord knows who knows how long or whatever the case may be. It's all bad, man. Last scripture before we close out, 2 Ezra 16. Because when it's all said and done, my beloved sisters, man, this is out of love, man. You gotta break the spell, break the programming, break the enchantment that you're under, man, the Jezebel spell, man. Get that up off of you. Because it's actually it's doing more damage to you and to our nation than good. 2 Ezra 16, read verse 19 and just read down till I say stop.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 19.
I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to let you read.
So verse 19. Right?
Yeah, start at verse 19. Read that.
Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are set as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth, and to sow it.
Now, jump over to Isaiah 13, review verse 12. So we see what's coming down the pipeline. You know, we talk about Jacob's trouble. We're talking about the last days. We're talking about famine, pestilence, plague, the destruction of the food supplies. The Lord said that there's not going to be man left. The dead is going to be cast out as dung. Bodies are going to be on the ground like you see poop on the streets. You're just going to try to avoid it and keep it moving. That's how bad it's going to be when things really crack off. World War III, tribulation, Jacob's trouble, so forth and so on, right? It says that there's not going to be a man. It said, for many of them that dwell upon the earth is either going to perish by the famine or by sword. So if you see why the Most High said 2/3 of Israel's got to be destroyed, I mean 2/3 is going to be destroyed out this place, right? Now read verse Isaiah 13 and 12.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
So there's going to be a scarcity of men, sisters. That's why, I think somebody put in the chat Isaiah 4 and 1. Yeah, remember when the scriptures was written, it wasn't written in chapters and verses. So when you read in chapter 3, immediately go into chapter 4, verse 1, because that's why it says in that day, because it's going to be prophetic that the scarcity of men is going to be to the point to where women is going to be begging for men to lead them. You're going to be begging to have that all that feminine girl power. That's going to be out the door. Ain't nobody. Women's not going to be able to survive on your own, hanging around looking for each other for support. The Lord said He's going to make a man more precious than fine gold. We need each other, all right. But more or less, you're going to need us more. Continue on.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
That's right. More valuable than a golden wedge of Ophir. If you look at the price of gold right now, it's almost $2,700 an ounce. Just imagine what it was back then. We're talking about the value of men and our position, especially when we get our minds right and we repent and we keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and moving in the strength and the power of Mashiach Yahushua. It's going to be invaluable, man. So definitely, sisters got to break that spell, break that enchantment, man. And get our minds right, man. Get up off of this foolishness. Stop using TikTok and these damn algorithms, man, to trigger folly. All right, we don't need it. We don't need it. You got 4 more years of dealing with with the same devil you dealt with, a few years ago. That's why I said last night, in the lesson, you don't know what to do what you know, right? So with that, we're gonna say shalom, bless Shabbat to everybody. While for tuning in, and we'll see you in the near future. All praise, honor, glory.